What up, everyone? NanMans here, and we've got a bonus episode for you this holiday season of opening up a Riftbound League of Legends Proving Grounds box. So as you can see, I've got the starter decks that we've opened up previously, and I am a big fan of at least having starter decks. Starter decks are great, learning how to play the game and getting people into it, so I wanted a way to be able to do that. And then I saw that this came with even more starter decks, essentially. This one was the kind of multiplayer bundle that you could be able to pick up. So, comes with Master Yi, Lux, Garen, and Annie? I want to say Anna for whatever reason, but Annie. Can you tell that I'm not that much of a League player? All of my buddies are, though. I got into StarCraft when they were all getting into League because they came out around the same time. So let's do a little unboxing and show what's inside, because I know it's really hard to get product, but oh, this is sweet. So in the starter decks, they came with this tiny little rule book, right? That basically just has the basics of like how to build a deck, and here's some key terms, and here's how you start a game, and like here's how to read a card. But it, like, there was a lot of parts in here that I was like, I don't understand how to play. I've only played like once or twice at this point, like some of the multiplayer modes, but this is what I'm looking for. This bigger rule book here that really breaks things down. Or maybe it's the exact same thing, but it looks thicker, so I'm hoping. Okay, so it breaks down. Oh, okay, it even breaks down like what is in the deck. Ah, okay. Moving and conquering, control, fighting, steps, main deck stuff. All right. That's cool. We like that. Like seeing that. Okay. We've got our basically individualized play mat, so you can be able to see, and it's got the breakdown of turn and scoring, your champion, your legend, here's your trash pile, your main deck, stuff like that. Now, there was the playmat that came in the other starter decks that is similar to it, but there's additional zones on this one, and it's got your tracker for your basically points along the side instead of on the top like this one has. Also, like, here's your deck, here's your trash, right? Legends, stuff like that. But you can see there's basically 3 zones here. And it's got a little symbol so you can know what goes in each spot, right? Your runes are going to be here, characters here, and it looks like battlefield goes up at the top there. So easy enough to help you track where these ones didn't have the battlefield there, because multiplayer, you're going to be putting those most likely in the center of there. So very cool. Little bat. Oh yeah, look at the art for these. These are sweet. Right? You can see Annie in the background there. Tipper, is that the name of the bear? I don't know. Someone who is much more League focused than me, tell me all you know. Give me the lore on these characters. All right. Garen. I was joking and talking to my buddies online when I had gotten this. I was like, oh yeah, I really wanted to get these. And I could remember all the people except for Garen. I was like, I don't know, it's just some man, some dude sitting on the box. I don't remember what his name is. Or it's like Lux, somebody else had been like, you know, I was like, oh, it's some spellcasting chick, and, you know, Master Yi. I was like, the swordsman, easy. I can remember their names pretty easily, like Yasuo and stuff like that. Even though I don't really play that much, there's certain things that I'm just like, yeah, okay, they look cool. Oh, here's the other thing. So we've got these little, like, chipified tokens here. Of course, these are, I do play some TFT, so that's also why I get a little bit more knowledge on some of these characters. But yeah, the little like chipified characters, those are cool. We're happy with these. So you can kind of use it. See, there's a little stand that goes with it, so you can stand them up at your little battlefield. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. So we've got all 4 of those. Yeah, so if you're wondering, the cards themselves, the way the game plays, you know, maybe we'll do another bonus besides just the opening, and be able to show you guys some gameplay at some point. We'll see. I'm still, again, I need to have better understanding and learning of the game before we put up content about it. Because, you know, I don't want to sit there and try to teach everybody unless I have a strong enough knowledge base level of what to do for it. So at some point we will show you guys some gameplay, I'm sure, but it's going to be a little bit before we do it. I mean, I know our LGS that we normally film up our modern content does have matches and stuff taking place, so maybe one of these days we'll just bring our recording equipment and be able to see what that looks like and report up some games for you. But let's get into it. So, I mean, it plays very similar to if you're played One Piece. If you played Hearthstone, you kind of get the mechanic of runes where you're always going to be getting some. But if you've played One Piece and you've played a purple deck, you understand the idea of having to send your Dawn back to your Dawn deck. Same kind of deal happens with Riftbound, where you have to spend your runes for certain cards. So let's take a look real quick at the Master Yi, like right here. So this is going to be having you just take one of your runes and put it back in your deck when it has that extra symbol on there. Yeah, okay. Champion units, yep. We're going through it like relatively quickly because until I get to see what the deck plays like, there's going to be parts that I'm just like, I'm not sure yet how this is going to play out. So, you know, we'll see. Like there's spells you see you can play on your turn or in a showdown. Like it'll let you know when you get to usually use them. Also, because product is so limited, some of these cards are only available in like this bundle. There's our runes that we've got. So you do have that split because some of the cards do require you to have certain ones that you get back. So Master Yi, very cool, very cool. We'll sleeve that up so we have access to that deck. Let's go take a look at Annie, see what this one's all about. Yeah, that was my whole goal, is like 7 starter decks essentially. Have it so basically anybody can play, because I know that the game modes, they have 1v1, they've got a 2v2 mode, they have a 3-player multiplayer, a 4-player multiplayer, so they have lots of ways to be able to play at this point in time. So it's nice to see so many different options. And so I wanted to, especially with product being so limited, have access. So it's like, yeah, here, let's just play these starter decks and we're not going to upgrade them. Think of it as in like having a precon in Commander, where you're not going to upgrade it at all. And if people like playing, then we can get into start looking at meta decks and doing it that route. But until then, we want it to be more or less at that even power level. I would assume that all of these, because they are starter decks, are close to that even power level there. But only one way to find out. So, the Dark Child, Annie. That's pretty good. End of your turn, ready to ruins. What did Master Yi? We didn't even look. When a friendly unit defends alone, it gets +2 power or might. I think they refer to it as in this game. So, okay, so you're all about having like one unit as Master Yi, just sort of defending battlefields and getting buffed up by that. That's cool. Okay, where Annie's probably going to be setting yourself up for reacting on your opponent's turn. Yeah, when you play me, return all spells from your trash to your hand. That's wild. Okay, so there's going to be a much more of a spell slinging style. Oh, okay, so there's multiple champion units in this starter deck, where some of the other starter decks, you only got one. So, yeah, okay, cool. Tibbers, 3 damage all enemy units at the battlefield. Oh, not your units. Cool, that's sweet. Yeah, so a little bit of some fieriness. I do like that it's like we've got the runes there. Flash. Move 2 friendly units to base. So you gotta kind of move around. I think this is one of the cards that is like purple decks want that they don't get very much access to, except for like in here. Size Scout. But yeah, so you've got your costs, your might, and here's our runes, Fury runes, Chaos runes. Very cool, very cool. All right, shall we check out our dude, Garen here? He's just a guy, I don't know what to tell you about him. All right. Yeah, so have you guys gotten access to the product? Have you picked up any starter decks? Have you been going to locals? I know they had like a big tournament in December. I haven't looked at the results at the time of recording of this, but I'm sure at some point I will be looking and seeing what the decks were for it. But things like, you know, our Yordle friends and stuff like that, Timu and stuff, were playing. All right, so when you conquer, if you have 4+ units at the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Oh, okay, so you're just basically going to swarm one battlefield in particular and load it up with units. Okay. When attacking or defending. Oh, nice. Okay. So, other friendly units have more. Okay, so it's all about, like, having a bunch of units. Recruit. Wow, play 4 recruit unit tokens. Okay. As like the Victor deck is a token deck, so having, like, seeing that makes a lot of sense. Oh, units this turn are ready. Okay, draw a card. So basically giving everybody haste. These are some cool cards. Okay, you're all about jumping in there, getting into the battlefield. All right. 2 friendly units extra. So yeah, okay. We're starting to get an idea of what this is playing like. Just from quick glances. All right, here's your recruits. And they also have the buffs on the back, so you can help track. The runes all discombobulated, mixed up. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. And the last one, let's get it cracked open. And I guess we can find out, what is this? We'll look at that in a second. Find out what that is. But let's crack open our last one, Lux. My guess is it's probably going to be similar to Annie, of a heavy spellcaster focused deck, since she is very much a spellcaster. Mage type. And what is her ability? When you play a spell that costs 5 or more, draw a card. That's pretty good. Okay, big spell mage coming out here. Yep, costs 6. When you play a spell that costs 5 or more, give me +3 power. Okay. Reaction, add 2, use only to play spells. Okay. Final Spark. Deal 8 damage, cost 8. Okay. I enter ready. You play a spell, give me extra power. Deal 6 damage to units. Kill a unit on a battlefield. Alright. Falling Comet, deal 6 damage. Wow, okay, so it is just like, hey, here's a bunch of spells that are just going to blow things up. I think that's pretty cool. Mech. Oh, I've seen this. That's in the Victor deck. Reactionary stuff. Okay, okay. Mind runes. Order rune, yeah, same colors as Victor, so that makes sense why it seems to have similar stuff with it. Let's do one more quick look at the Master Yi, because, you know, we spent a little bit more time looking through some cards, so let's do it real quick. Reaction, play anytime, of course, choose a friendly unit. The next time that it dies this turn, recall it exhausted instead. Ooh, so you get to save somebody. Some shielding, +1 when I'm defender. Give a friendly unit +3 attack, then choose an enemy unit, deal damage equal to their might to each other. Oh, that's cool. This will be sweet in multiplayer too, because you can, like, have people do some battle. Give friendly unit +1, then an additional +1 if it's the only unit you control. Yeah, this was we were figuring that out. It's all about attacking alone or defending alone. So play this, exhaust friendly unit, draw 2, otherwise draw 1. Okay. Yeah, all right. So we get all about attacking, defending alone. Okay. All right, last little bit. What the heck is this? Oh, here's the battlefield. I was like, what are these? So normally the starter decks came with 3 different battlefields. And let's see what these big ones are that we got. Of course, it does have it across the top and the bottom. Fortified, when you defend here, choose a unit. It gains shield 2 this combat. Okay. When you hold here, you may channel 1 exhaust rune. That's nice. Units have +1 power, including attackers. Spells and abilities affecting units here deal 1 bonus damage. Wow, okay, so you can kind of see each one of these characters will have a specific battlefield that is associated with them. When you're doing the multiplayer stuff, sometimes you're not using all of these. Sometimes you're using 3 of them. You know, just depends on, sometimes you're doing 2. Just depends on how you want to play it out. But that is cool. So I hope you guys like this one. A little bit different. We're showing off a little bit of a different card game for you with our Riftbound trading card game stuff. So if you want to see some gameplay, let me know. We'll see if we can add some bonus content in for you this holiday season. But thanks for tuning in and watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next game.